Hi everyone. Here I am now with the second piece of music that I'm supposed to listen to. I shouldn't say I'm supposed to listen to. Of course I'm supposed to listen to it, but it's not like I have to. I'm only doing this because I want to. Anyway, this is the piece that Carl gave me in preparation for our 7th episode of sitting down together and discussing the history and development of rock music. And we are now in the era of the 2000s. We started way back in the 50s, and then even before that, we started with a preliminary introductory episode talking about how it began out of the blues and big band swing. We've been leaping through the 20th century. We're now in the 21st century, and this is the final episode of our broad overview before we go back and dig into all of that in more detail and a more exploratory manner. So, this is The Heathens. No, not The Heathens. It's called Heathens by 21 Pilots. And I don't know what this is, just like I didn't know what the other one is. And I'm just going to sit down and listen to it, share any thoughts that come to mind, and then we can look forward to sitting down with Carl and hearing all about it. "21 Pilots" might be an appropriate name for this band.
All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. Welcome to the room of people who have rooms of people that they love one day docked away. Just because we check the guns at the door doesn't mean our brains will change from hand grenades. You love another psychopath sitting next to you. You love another murderer sitting next to you. You think I'd get here sitting next to you. But after all I've said, please don't forget.
So, as we've been going through this history series so far, Carl's been talking about the cultural impacts, the cultural environment, and the different things that played into making the music what it was in along each phase. This is now recent enough that I can actually hear in the voice certain speech habits which were very trendy at a certain time. And so I can actually say, I've heard that before in the world around me, and I can hear it now being placed in this song. That's interesting because a lot of this music is a bit before my time, and even the music that was during my growing up years, I wasn't exposed to it, so I didn't hear a lot of it then, but now this is in the 2000s, and I have heard this type of speaking, enunciating, pronouncing, and even vocal, tonal projection in everyday speaking habits of young people around. So that's interesting to be able to spot something contemporary fitting into a contemporary piece of music.
Please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please outside is very well. They say newcomers have a certain smell. Yeah, trust issues not to mention. They say they can smell your intentions. You'll have another freak show sitting next to you. You'll have some weird people sitting next to you. You think how did I get here sitting next to you? But after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know.
But there's something that I'm missing in this too, that I wish for, and I feel like it's fair for me to wish for it. Maybe not everyone wants this in music, but I want a multi-dimensional feel to it. I want to feel like I'm hearing something with a depth of content, or some quality that catches my attention. And I don't hear that in this music. I don't mean to say that it's useless or that it doesn't please everyone, someone, a lot of people, but I'm thinking of all the technology that's available to give a piece of music like this, which is very, very simple. Melodically, there are just a few little notes that are being sung. Harmonically, it's so simplistic. Rhythmically, I don't hear anything particularly outstandingly striking, catchy, or musically contributive. At the same time, there are some cool little spots where, they did something kind of different to interrupt the monotony of it, but I wish they would have expanded on that a bit more somehow. Again, just my first impressions. I'm curious to see what Carl has to say about this as well, but let me finish listening to this first.
You know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. I'm not crazy. Wait for them to ask you. Please all my friends are here, so wait for them to ask you. Why'd you come? You knew you should have stayed. I tried to warn you just to stay away. And now they're outside ready to buzz. It looks like you might be one of us.
Okay, that's the song. I don't have a whole lot to say about it, except that I think that the most interesting part for me was the part before the music entered. Because I was trying to figure out, is this supposed to be planes, aircraft? Is it supposed to be a thunderstorm? Am I supposed to be standing, looking out, watching a stormy sea? It was that sort of windy, turbulent sound, which I couldn't place, and eventually I was able to figure out that it sounds mostly like aircraft, and that's when I made the comment, 21 Pilots might be appropriate for the name of this band. But other than that, there was nothing that really caught me in this piece of music. I am going to be sitting down with Carl very soon, and we will talk about this and the previous one. And I hope you'll join me there, and we will be able to see what the significance or the representative elements of these two choices are. But before I finish, I just want to listen to this opening one more time. See, at first it sounds like it could be rain falling or a thunderstorm. Then you realize it's an aircraft coming. And then it changes.
All my friends are heathens, take it slow.
So there we are. I have done the first listens of the two pieces that we're going to be discussing. And next, you will get to see us sit down and talk together. And you can watch that over the weekend. And I'll see you soon.